everybody, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles, and I have so many pretty things to show you guys today. So we're gonna make like the easiest ever, I promise, trust me, lunch bag junk journal. So I just used 2 white lunch bags, and I'm gonna show you how I made it in the tutorial. Made a little flippy page. Look at all these fun pieces, which I'm going to tell you about those too. I even made this one out of a piece of ribbon, this pocket. And then I left the ends of the bags open. Look, is this not the cutest? So that we could use those as, you know, the big pockets. And I've made lunch bag journals before, but I was really excited to use this paper. This is the June kit by Pink Monarch Prints. It's Rosewood Estate, or Estates, I believe. And it's just gorgeous. And so I was like, this is going to be great to make a little journal. And I told you guys I got into some vintage notions, ribbons, trims, things like that. And I put 2 new ribbon sampler sets in my Etsy shop. So I wanted to use them, and they just went beautifully with this paper. Look at that one. So cute. And so that's what I've been playing with all day. And now I'm ready to make one with you guys while I show you what I did. So first, let me very quickly, I'm going to show you, hopefully, what the samplers look like. So this one is, I think I called it Shades of Pink and White. I'm not sure. But it is, you get a yard of, and some of these I've been playing with, so they may not be quite a yard, of the eyelet trim. This is just a rayon kind of pink. This is satin, and there's a yard of this, but it's doubled. So I made a pocket out of it, but I think on a large journal, this would make a beautiful bow, something like that. And then, of course, there's this pom-pom trim. And the pom-pom I buy, like, now that's not vintage, is not like this. This has, like, and maybe you guys have, but like a metal staple holding those pom-poms on. It's really cute, and I love the color. And then I used this, I think, in a recent video. This is some silk. So I love estate sales, and I just found all kinds of fun stuff. So that's what it looks like packaged. It's a yard of those 5 in my Etsy shop. I will put links for you guys in the description below. And then I have another set, and this one you get 12 inches. It's definitely not less than 12. They're probably each a smidge more, but 12 inches of 10 different samples. So this is truly a sampler, and I'm going to show you what are in these. So there's a piece of, and I know this has a special name. It's, to me, it's like the stuff that would have been like on vintage window treatments or draperies maybe, but there's kind of a neutral. There's this fun silver. This one is beaded. I don't even know if you guys can see that. It's beautiful. It's a little different than those. And then there are these roses or flowers, and I've been cutting them apart and doing things with them. And some green velvet, some kind of a rosy colored velvet. This is some sari silk that I've had in my personal stash since my kids were little. So I put a piece of that in each one of these. And then this is, it's very delicate, and it will unwind on you. You have to be careful with it. Crocheted lace ribbon. And then a piece of this, it's kind of a fun, I don't know, brown, coppery color. And then one in some fun green with the beads. And one thing I did make with a piece of this is this page edger. So this, it's too big for the little lunch bag journal that I made, but I think this is going to look really cute around the edge of a page in a journal. So, for example, if I attached it on here, and I could attach it by this strip, and then on this side, if I wanted to, I could just do adhesive here and leave a nice big pocket. And then look. I just think that is so fun and can add some interesting options in a journal. Or you could use it as a, well, it might be too clunky for a bookmark. I don't know. I'm excited about it. If I made this piece larger, we could paper clip it like a bookmark. Anyway, so cute. Here's a fun bow I made. I made it with the rayon. I don't even know that that's seam binding. It's not the same texture as the seam binding I dye at all. But I made it also with this sari silk. Anyway, if I can remember how to do it, maybe we'll make one together, or I'll do it another day. But if you're interested, those are in my Etsy shop. There's limited quantities. I have more to make some more. I'm just first going to see if this is even of interest and you guys like it. So let me get these out of my way. Put this here because I'm kind of using it. And then we're going to craft. So again, use any paper you have that makes you happy. Use any paper bags you have that make you happy or that you just happen to have. I have some of these that I've had again forever. This bag is 10 3/4 inches long approximately. They're never all the same with these paper bags. And just a smidge over 5 inches. And again, I've had these in my stash for quite a long time. You need 2 for the way I made the sample. Of course, you could make it bigger if you want to. And what I did was I laid one bag with the bottom with the little flap this way, so to the left. And then I alternated. So this time I'm putting the bag that's the bottom of the bag to the right, okay? And then we're gonna, well, we could fold them each in half first if we want to, so that they have a good crease. You just want them, or I wanted mine alternated. The world is not going to end if you don't alternate them. Okay, so this is gonna be my cover. Now to help me, I'm gonna grab a paper clip and just clip it together. And I'm not going to put measurements in the journal, in the description for this one, simply because if your bags are different sizes, you're going to want your layering papers to be a different size. So you're going to need to measure yours. I will tell you measurements, like I said, to give you a reference point, but use whatever bag you have. It'll be cute if it's a little smaller, a little bigger, it's okay. All right, I am going to say mine is 5 inches. So I'm going to make a little mark at 2.5, which is the center. And on my original one, I came down right at 1/2 inch, or 1/2 inch from the top and the bottom. And I just made those marks because I'm going to use some of this ribbon to thread through it like we do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. But I'm going to do it just with some ribbon. So I'm going to punch holes through both bags, all the layers on those marks that I made. So you'll have something that looks like this. All right. Funness. Okay. So then we're going to use some of the pink ribbon. And again, use whatever ribbon that you want. Now I'm going to start, because I want the bow on the outside, I'm going to start on the outside of my paper bag journal. So when I know this is going to be the cover, I want to start outside center hole. And I'm going to thread my ribbon through. This would be great for some of my hand-dyed seam binding ribbon. I could use that. Any kind of like satin ribbon. You can use string, whatever you like. All right. So I went from the outside in. Now I'm going to go up through the top hole and back to the outside. And I want enough so that I can also tie a bow. Now I'm on the outside, skip the middle hole, come through the bottom hole. It's just the 3-hole pamphlet without a needle. All right. And now we're back on the inside, right? And I'm going to get this to go through this hole right here. And you can see my ribbon is kind of getting a little funky on the end. That's okay, we'll cut it off. Like I said, it is sort of like, I think it's rayon, not silk. It feels more like that, but it's not the same texture as the white or cream seam binding I get to dye. And it was on a big spool at this estate sale. Okay, so now I have one tail underneath here and one tail to the other side. And I'm just gonna tie it. And this way my pages will be together. Just doing one little tie, and now I'm gonna do a bow. And I believe the texture of the ribbon, I'm using this bow, I'm pulling it nice and tight. It's gonna stay without a problem unless you intentionally untie it. Okay, now I'm going to cut off the ribbon. And there we go. And because I wanted this nice pretty bow, I didn't measure the ribbon. That was just a piece that I had left from a yard. And let's see, I would do 3 times the height and then a little more so you have enough to tie a bow. But you can play with that, with whatever you're using. I do not need this paper clip anymore. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add papers, and I've cut them. I haven't inked or anything, but we're just going to layer paper. And for the size bags I'm using, I cut paper that was 5 inches by 4 3/4, because when this is folded in half, this section is about 5 1/4, and I want a little bit around by 5 inches. So let's see. I just did a variety of papers from this kit. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to use this for the front and the back. I did 2 of this pattern like that. And then I'm going to move to the inside. And while I'm inking and gluing, I'm just going to chat a little bit and tell you about some other things I have going on. You certainly, if you don't want to watch me ink and glue, you can fast forward. There are 6 pages that just get a solid paper. And then like this page, I'm going to do a little differently. And this page, I'm going to do a little differently. But all the others are going to just get a piece of paper layered on to make them look beautiful. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I mentioned my seam binding, my hand-dyed seam binding ribbon. I spent a good bit of time yesterday dyeing ribbon. And so I am going to get those ready, hopefully. What is today? Today is Monday. You're going to be watching this video tomorrow on Tuesday. And hopefully I will have some time tomorrow to get those listed. If not, hopefully by Wednesday. Just keep an eye. If you follow my shop on Etsy, you'll get notified when new listings go live. And again, I made some similar colors to what I had last time. A little different. I mean, they're never the same. And then I did some that are a little more neutral. I'm going to have some different bundles up there. So you'll just have to take a look and see if anything interests you. I know a lot of people gave me suggestions for some color palettes, and I love the idea of let's do some seasonal samplers. And I definitely, like, I know for fall I want to do some pretty oranges and peaches and browns, and I know somebody also wanted some darker colors, which I've got to kind of play with and work on, even like maybe dark, like a gray and a black and a dark purple and dark blue. So I've got to see how that would work with the inks and things that I have, but I'm having fun and I'm playing with them. Okay, we're gonna skip this page, and I'm not gonna worry too much about which ones I choose. I think I picked 4 different ones, so I'm just gonna keep gluing while I'm talking. So anyway, those are gonna be available. The ones that are kind of, they're sort of, I wouldn't even say it's orange. There's like that corally one that I loved, and I did one that's like in a pink shade, a yellow, a green, a blue, and a purple. So that's, I believe, 6 colors, and red, peach, yellow, green, blue. Yeah. And I'm going to do those in the same size bundles where you get a yard of each color. The neutrals I did a little different. I've got to decide. I think I did those in some 3-yard sections. So I was thinking there's, again, it's not just 2 colors, but you would get 2 colors in a bundle. Anyway, it'll all be up there, and you'll just have to decide if it's something you want. If you guys prefer to have 1 yard, but of like maybe 6 different browns or sort of neutrals, let me know, like kind of tan creamy ones. If you, all right, then we skip this one. I think I like these 2 together, so I'm gonna put this one here. Anyway, and I'll, if they keep selling, then I'll see about making more. I know a lot of people, I think I had, did I have 9 sets last time, and they sold out the first morning that I posted them. And then I was really busy with all kinds of stuff with graduation and then heading out of town. So I'm just now getting back to thinking about dyeing ribbon. So this time, I can't remember how many sets that I made, that I have enough for, but all right, I'm skipping this page. I'm just making sure, because you don't want to glue over that. If you do, that's fine. You just won't have the options. I'm going to show you how to use those pages. So anyway, hopefully if it's something you're interested in, you'll be able to get on there and grab them. For me, it was exciting that they sold out and you guys liked them. I got some nice Etsy feedback. So anyway, all very happy, happy things. All right, so I'm going to put this one, I think I want it turned that way. All right, I'm almost done layering. I wonder if I didn't cut enough paper. I think I'm missing one, or I forgot and covered one of my flaps up, which could happen since I am talking. No, I'm okay. I think I just didn't cut enough pieces. All right, well, look, because I still won't. Oh, I already put it on there. Ha! I said I won't put it on the back. I already did it. It's okay. Everything is good. All right. I just am loving this paper. I've got an idea for another fun project using this paper that I'm going to make and design and record, and it will most likely go on the Pink Monarch YouTube channel. So I'll try to remember to mention that to you guys. I think most of you probably follow them and watch their videos as well. But I'm a guest designer over there, and I like to tell you when I'm going to do fun things on their channel too. So cute. All right, I'm very happy. Now, let's actually do this flap first, because we're going to make this just into a shallow side load pocket. So let me show you how we're going to do that. This is the piece. Okay, so I have one piece that's going to fit in this section that was the bottom of the bag. And it measures, for the bag I have, yours may be different, 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. So I'm just going to glue that down. I'm not gluing this flap down yet. I'm just going to glue this piece on here. Okay, just like that. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Glad you're here. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you. You guys are fun and you're the best. And I love all your comments. Please leave me comments. give the video a like, all the things, okay? Now this piece didn't have to be the full section because we're gonna put it right in here, and then I'm gonna glue this down into a pocket. So this one, what did I do? 2.5 by 4 3/4. And the whole piece is going to get glued down. And you can just use that smaller piece of paper. And I'm bringing it about the same distance from the center as I did this paper, hopefully, right? All right, now all I'm going to do is we're gonna add glue to the bottom and the top of this flap. And I'm gonna push it, glue it down. And now, hopefully, once it sticks good, we're gonna have a very shallow little pocket right there. Isn't that cute? And I used a piece of ephemera to make another tuck spot on this panel, on the original. This one, we're gonna do different. Okay, so this is our front cover. All I'm gonna do is take this flap and I'm gonna fold it over. All right, so now it's kind of sticking out. And I'm gonna take a piece of paper, and I thought this pretty dark green would look fabulous. And then we'll get to play with some of those ribbons and trims. All right, it is the 4 3/4 inch height by 6, and I'm gonna fold it in half because this is gonna turn into that little flippy page. So it'll be a 3-inch flippy page, and it's gonna go right here. So you just want to make sure it's not going over where you've creased it. And I'm not inking this one, so again, I'm just going to be careful. I think I'm going to do this side first. And I'm going to add my glue to this panel right here, holding it neatly, and then I can see where I want it. There we go. And now it's on this side. Now I can add glue to this entire panel and it'll stick it to here and to this section. So I am using Line Co. brand PVA white glue. If I don't mention it, someone always asks, and sometimes even when I do mention it, and that's okay. I get it on Amazon, I buy it in bulk in big bottles, and then I put it in these little precision tip bottles. Let's see, it looks like this when you buy it. And it gives, there's a little wiggle room. It's my favorite everyday glue. I also like art glitter glue. I like the Bearly Arts. I like all of those, but this just seems to work for me on a day-to-day basis. All right, I believe this little piece. All right, so I have 4 3/4 by 1 1/2 that's gonna go on this panel. And then I have a 3 1/4 by 4 3/4 that's going to go on this panel. So let me just glue those down, and now we have a cute little extra flippy page. Let's draw a fun heart with some circles and then go around. All right, I try to infuse a little love in my projects. A lot of the things that I make and show you guys in my tutorials end up being the packages that I mail out each month to my patrons. So they probably recognize things. Oh, I recognize that. Sometimes, especially like the larger journals, I will use myself, give as gifts. Sometimes I sell them in my Etsy shop or in my in-person shop. So it just kind of depends, or when I'm making it already, like I said, have in mind who I'm going to give it to. Look at that. All right. We got this lovely ribbon that I can keep playing with. Flippy page, big opening, shallow pocket, and a big pocket. You have to be careful not to glue these closed. So let's think about adding some fun trims and decorating the front. I'm not sure how much ephemera we're gonna make, but we'll see. I don't know how long I've been crafting. I think we have time. We'll just keep going for a while. So let's see if I love the pom-pom trim with this paper I chose. Yeah, it picks up those little strawberries, so sweet. And I liked how it looked tucked all the way like this, so you just see the pom-poms when you're looking at the front of the journal. I really liked that on this one, on the original, but again, we don't have to do it the same. I think because I liked it because of how this bow is. Yeah, let's just do that. But I do want to pay attention, and you don't really see the metal there, but I would prefer to see it when I open the journal. See how they kind of flop open instead of when I'm looking at the cover. So I'm just going to keep that in mind when I'm gluing them down. Now, the height of this little journal and where the pom-poms need to be cut are not the same. So I'm going to show you what I did. I found a kind of a workaround, and I think I can recreate it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 little pom-poms are going to get to be on here. All right, so what I did is I'm opening this up, and I'm going to be gluing the pom-pom this way. And I don't think it matters if I start at the top or the bottom, because then I just ended up folding it over like this, so you get the full pom-pom. This one is cut really nice. This one's not as much, so we're gonna fold that piece. All right, so I'm setting the pom-poms just to the left of the page I want to put them on, and I have them turned the way I want to glue. See how it's already starting to unravel just a touch. All right, I cut it off, and hopefully I'm going to be able to save it before it unravels. Okay, hot glue down in this bottom corner, and I'm going to get it lined up the way I want it before I put any more glue down. And then I'm going to work in sections so that I can hopefully stay nice and straight. It is going to, show on the cover, or the pom-poms are going to hang out, so I want it to be nice and straight. And then I'm going to come up. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing all the way to that corner. Come on, stringy glue. And now I'm going to put glue right along that edge, and we're going to just fold it over. And I think it will grab those little fibers there, and everything will be wonderful. Can you see that? I hope so. All right, I want to make sure that's nice and dry before I close it. I think we're good. Excuse me. So cute. I'm happy. I love it. Now, on this one, I picked just a few papers and did like a mini collage, but I added a strip of the green and the rosy colored velvet. I'm not sure how we're going to decorate our cover yet, so we'll wait to decide if we're going to use any more ribbon. Okay, I'm trying to think, where did I have some things cut out. I'm not sure with this cover what I want to use. So we're going to just pick through. I have some pieces that will add a little more neutral to it. And I have some pockets for the inside. Ooh, this flower is, oh, that's the flower, isn't it? Yes, it is. Absolutely. Okay, I love that. And then, no, here's like, I used a little faux stamp on the other one, but I'm kind of liking that one there. Do something like that. Now let me grab, I have a couple of, ooh, that green brings out the leaves, doesn't it? Just see, again, I may just make this one like I did the other one. I love it. So cute. I could also switch it up and do the green and pink velvet on this side along the pom-poms. What do you guys think? If I did that, I'd probably put the one over here. Oh, let's do it just to be different. I really liked it on this side with this paper, but with this, now I don't want to cover up all of this pretty paper that's on here. So let me think for a second. Probably gonna not squish it, but I'm probably going to make the collage-y part just a touch smaller. And I cut these as straight rectangles, but now I'm gonna kind of cut it around the edge that shows that weathered look. I like that with these you could do either, make it look a little torn and ragged, or they also look good cut out as straight rectangles. This piece, the color is, I mean, you know, it's from the same kit. It's almost like it's a bluey gray back there. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna trim this off. It will make the square slightly smaller, which is what I'm going for. So let's just cut that border off and then ink it and see what happens if we like it. Sometimes when I do videos like this, I already have whatever I'm going to use, you know, to decorate the front with. And sometimes I do it like this, where I just sort of think it through while I'm on camera. Yeah, I like that. I get a little more here, but I also want to make sure I have enough room for my lovely velvet ribbons. Do I want to bring it all the way like that? I'm going to strip like this. Ooh, I kind of like that. Okay. I'm going to attempt to cut this. I'm trying to get it the same height, which is 4 3/4, which I could, I guess, measure and then cut it, but here we go. I'm in the mood to eyeball, obviously. Okay, I think more important is that they are the same. So I'm going to take just a smidge off of the pink, just a smidge. There we go. All right, let's lay these down first. Two good options. One would be the really good double-sided thin tape, or we can do hot glue. Since my hot glue is right here, I'm gonna go for it. And normally I probably would have done this in sections too, but I'm just feeling it. There we go. Sometimes I'm confident and I just go for it. If you're not working sections or use the tape, you could use Fabrifix. That would be a good option. Just take a little bit longer to dry. All right. And of course, mine are a little crooked. All right, let me think of how I want this. I know that was a big sigh because I'm not happy that I went fast and made it crooked. But I think, I can slide this under here a touch, and we're not even gonna, hopefully not see it as much. Oh my goodness, it's because it also didn't grab, which is lucky for me. Probably Might be able to straighten it out some. Let's put this piece down, and then I'll add more hot glue. That was me going too fast, but I got lucky, didn't I? All right, I think that's gonna help save it. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of glue. I still want it up nice and close to the pink, even if it is a touch crooked. It's okay. Everything's okay. The pink may need a touch too. My other one, it laid down so beautifully because I worked in sections and did not rush. Okay, all good. All right, be careful with this vintage ribbon if you get some. It's in really good shape. You can kind of see the pink. There's where it was maybe folded at one point, but if you're not careful, it will do a little unravel on you. You can always cover it up some if you need to. All right, I'm gonna glue this flower down. I would rather, you know, have the little bit of imperfection and know that I got to use some really pretty fun ribbon. And I do not know the ages of all of these. Some things that are from my personal stash I've had since my kids were really little or before they were born, and my oldest is now 26. So I know the things that came from my personal stash are, and some of them were not bought new, right? So I know they're at least over 20 years old. And then the things I got at the estate sale came out of bins that looked like they were from the 60s and 70s, but I have no documentation of that, right? Look how pretty. I love it. All right, this particular paper kit makes it a little easy for the pockets because there was this one page of all these pockets, and I love the shape of them. So I think I'm going to use this one on this page. And again, I can make ephemera using the fun lace and bindings that I have. Just gluing this down like a pocket. And this one will be just as fabulous as the others. I think, I'm trying to remember what I did. What did I do? Oh, I put a little pocket here. I put one of my handwritten inspirational sayings. I just love this tag. This lace is gorgeous. It's in that kit where you get the 10 different kinds. Yeah. Oh, okay. I put a little, just a little tuck spot there. This was a pocket I made and put that beaded there. So cute. So again, I may not finish this up. Let's just put a few things in so we can look at it. Oh, I think this one's going to be so pretty right there. And I can put some words on this section that was left, like for a label or something. So let's put it down. Oh, and there's some really cute fussy cuts too. There's a big enough one. I could use it for the tuck spot. Let's see. How about notice the little things? I think it will fit in there pretty well. Yeah, this one is so true. Everybody has a chapter they don't read out loud. Yes. I think it's okay as we learn and we get older to recognize, okay, I'm not going to do that again, but I also can forgive myself. I can ask for forgiveness, and the faith I have, I know that my God hears me and forgives me, right? And to continue to worry about the same things and to beat myself over it is almost an affront, right? It's almost saying, I don't trust you, Lord, enough to forgive me. So I need to learn to forgive myself. But it also doesn't mean I have to read that chapter out loud to myself or others all the time. That got deep, didn't it? Okay. Let's see. Oh, this would be cute too. In this shallow pocket, we could tuck some tags, but also some of those cute little fussy cuts. I think they'll stay in here nicely. Oh, I love the birds too. Okay, let's do that. And maybe this one, I think this size pocket, yes, will fit beautifully on this panel. So let's go ahead and use it here. All right, and it's a little plain, so a piece of ribbon, lace, something will help that in a moment. And let's just pop over here for a second. I have these two, so I could just keep going with these. I think I did, what did I do? Did I do different things? Oh, I had that shaped pocket there. Oh, let me show you how I did the ribbon pocket, of course. Let's do that before I forget what I'm doing. It's very easy, not hard at all, using this ribbon. So if you have a piece of satin ribbon that's kind of wide, you could probably iron yours in half if it's not already, you know, the 2 layers. So I just cut this a touch wider than what I want, and I'm trying to go straight or semi-straight, right? And then on this one, I did use 2-sided tape. All right, so you want to just remember where the opening is, the top. You could probably do this with 1 layer of ribbon. Honestly, if you just had some ribbon that is what you think is wide enough for a pocket, this is 2 inches, because you don't need 2 layers. But anyway, I'm doing mine this way because mine is, and I thought it was a super fun, cute pocket. I'm trying to cut my 2-sided tape to be the correct height, close to it. And again, I could measure, but I am fast on the eyeballing today. All right. All I did then, just reminding myself what it is I then just folded it over. And this tape is the, what is it? Oh, I forgot one step. How wide is this? This is the 1/4 inch. What I did first is I taped these together. So now I have a little bit of an issue on this side because I've already put that tape down, but I will fix it. All right, so I need 2 more strips that are about 2 inches. We'll do this one first and try to fix it. Yeah, it's fixable. See, just pull it up, Pam. You hadn't even pushed it down that hard. Okay, so a strip here. This is just gluing the 2, adhering, whatever, taping the 2 pieces together, or the 2 layers together, okay? It also gives it a little body. All right, so just tape them together, and then you're gonna tape and fold over. All right, I hope I haven't lost you guys. I'm just making it so it has nice edges. And look, it turns it into this little pouch. The little pouch. And it's probably a touch wide because I did not measure, but that's okay. Everything is figure outable. It'll just be, I can cut it and redo it, or I can just kind of shove it on here, and I'm going to do that. If I come right to the edge, it's not on this paper, which is what I kind of wanted. It's going to be on the white part of the bag, but it's okay. Now for this layer, I'm just using hot glue because you're not going to see the back of this pocket at all. So I'm not worried about it. I didn't want to use the tape on here just in case it got a little funky. All right, so now I'm going to work in sections. I'm not going to go too fast. and we're going to glue the pocket to the page. You can use the tape if you prefer. Oh, and I don't have to just keep it on the edge. Ha! That was the other thing. We can just add glue to that whole back section so it is nice and secure. All right, because the pocket is the layer of ribbon. Now, if I'm going to bunch this up, and we're going to cover up where I bunch it with a piece of lace. Or I could just roll it under one more time, couldn't I? If yours, yeah, I'm going to do that, is only one layer of ribbon, then adhere it like you would any other pocket. And what I mean by that is just do it on the 3 sides. I'm going to try to roll this over without burning my fingers. Just shortening my pocket a smidge. Okay, not going to worry too much, because if it has a weird little ruffle here, I'm going to cover it up. All right. Ta-da! Still have a nice pocket. And it's got that little weird thing right there, right? So look what we're going to do. We're going to add a piece of lace right there. I think on the other one I did it this way at the top. I could do it here. I like it like this though. I'm going to leave it a little plain. Now this is the one I told you is very soft, and it will kind of unravel a touch. So again, if your glue though can just grab those strings, you should be all right. And that's what I'm going to hope for. My glue to grab those little pieces. It's a little bit taller than my pocket. I'm okay with that. This is another one where some tape would probably work. I'm going to trim it off. I said I was okay with it, and I am. But I'm right here with my scissors, and I'm going to give it a haircut. And just, you know, double check if you need to add another little drop of glue. Oh, how cute. Don't even know the mess I made with it, do we? All right, and this now is a fabulous ribbon pocket. It's very roomy, so you may want to put something kind of chunky in there so it doesn't maybe fall out. Let's see. I'm going to put a few of these for journaling in here. All right, and then I have this one left that I'm going to put right here. And we may put some of that eyelet trim down. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, see how loose that pocket is? I'm going to turn that one. So cute. Now, I'm going to use this, it's already inked, as, again, just a little tiny tuck spot on this piece. I'm going to just put glue on the one side and the bottom. So I have a little bit of flexibility with the size of what I put in there. It doesn't have to be narrow. And again, I need to make things to go in these pockets. There's just so much to do. But how cute, right? Let's see. I did on the prototype, let's get this out of the way, a piece of this lace peeking out, the eyelet. I think I could put it right here. I kind of curved it on that other one and I liked that, but because of what I've already put on this page, I think I'm going to stretch it out some. All right, I cut it hopefully close to size, and we're going to do the hot glue method again. But I am going to attempt to, I don't even know if there's a, I think this is the upside, not that it really matters. I'm going to attempt to go slow and get it on here nice. Plenty of glue that will stick. And I'm also kind of pulling the trim so it will hopefully go down straight. It has just a natural curve to it, see? And I like that on that dark paper. I think that's really pretty. But you don't have to let it curl. See? You can get it to go straight with some good glue. There we go. One nice thing about the hot glue, even though you can burn yourself, is that it is done so quickly. Look at that. Love it. Love it. Love it. I think on this one, I didn't let it hang out quite as much, but they're both cute. Yeah. Okay, this one still needs a little work. I'm going to add more to it, use my ribbons and some fussy cuts and make some tags. But for now, I'm happy with it, and I think we had a fun crafting session. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're going to make something similar with a lunch bag. Have fun. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I appreciate you.